I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. This is truly sickening, folks. Donald Trump gave a pre-recorded statement to an audience that was gathered at an extremist event that was showing solidarity for the January 6th defendants, who they refer to as political prisoners. And these are individuals, by and large now, who have been actually convicted of some of the most heinous and egregious crimes on January 6th. I want to play this clip, though, of Donald Trump's speech that he made before the crowd of supporters of the January 6th insurrectionists at this hateful event. Play the clip.
Unconstitutionally, in my opinion, and very, very unfairly, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. And you know what I've said. I take it very seriously. I have never seen anything like it at all levels. It's the weaponization of the Department of Justice, and we can't let this happen in our country, because our country is going not socialist. They've skipped over that. They skipped over socialism. Our country is going communist. This is what happens, and we can't let it happen. We have to stop it. So I want to thank everybody for working so hard. I know how hard you're working to get justice for people that are imprisoned right now and people that are being tormented. We can't let it happen. We're going to stop it. We're going to win. Thank you all very much.
So fresh off the heels of hosting anti-Semites and Nazis like Kanye West and Nick Fuentes, Donald Trump's next move is to be one of the main speakers at this event that is supporting the January 6th criminal defendants and supporting January 6th felons, because after a lot of the successful prosecutions by the Department of Justice, many of these people have now been sentenced. I'll just give you two examples here. So one of the most heinous and despicable of the January 6th insurrectionists, Albuquerque Head, his family was in attendance at this event, and the people there refer to Albuquerque Head as a political prisoner. Now, Albuquerque Head pled guilty to multiple felonies relating to the January 6th insurrection back in May. He was sentenced to approximately 7.5 years by Judge Amy Berman Jackson, federal judge in Washington, D.C., on October 27th. Now, Albuquerque Head, who Donald Trump is showing support for, was one of the individuals, one of the insurrectionists who was assaulting the police officers, the Capitol police officers, and the Metropolitan police officers at the Lower West Terrace of the Capitol building. And he was the one who grabbed and bear hugged Metropolitan Police Officer Michael Fanone and dragged him to the other insurrectionist, where he was tased until he had a heart attack, until Officer Fanone had a heart attack and almost died. And he was restrained by Albuquerque Head, who pled guilty to that and other violent acts during the January 6th insurrection. Judge Amy Berman Jackson, in her sentencing of Albuquerque Head, said that Head was responsible for, quote, some of the darkest acts committed on one of our nation's darkest days. In the filing by the prosecutors in their sentencing memorandum, they explain the following. Although Head was separated from Officer Fanone in the moments that followed, Head would have been able to hear the sound of the taser being activated again. Officer Fanone's screams of agony and the yells from another rioter kill him with his own gun after Albuquerque had dragged him to the other insurrectionists to commit these additional assaultive and violent acts against Officer Fanone. So one of the people at this event that Donald Trump was the main speaker at, that Donald Trump was saying was being treated unfairly, was Albuquerque Head. I mean, just how despicable is that? One of the other individuals' families who were there was an Oath Keeper, a terrorist with the Oath Keeper terrorist group, and an individual by the name of Thomas Caldwell. And you may know the Thomas Caldwell name very recently because he was part of the trial with Oath Keeper leader Stuart Rhodes and Kelly Meggs, and Thomas Caldwell was found guilty of obstruction of justice and is facing approximately a 20-year prison sentence. So these are individuals who were convicted, many of which, almost all of them now, have been convicted of their criminal conduct, heinous acts, attacking and nearly killing Capitol police officers and Metropolitan police officers, being found guilty of obstruction of justice in a trial as recent as this week. And this is who Donald Trump is speaking in favor of and saying that they've been treated unfairly. And many people who have actually pled guilty to their underlying criminal conduct that they were charged with. I'll show you too, like at a recent CPAC convention, which is like the main right-wing convention. It's like the Conservative Political Action Convention, the big place where all of the Republicans go. You know, they cosplay with this whole concept. It's fascist cosplay. They don't call it cosplay anymore. It's just flat out fascism, where first off, they have a banner at the CPAC that says, "We are all domestic terrorists." This isn't a photoshopped image. This is actually the image at the main Republican convention from a few months back. "We are all terrorists," it says. And in addition to that, at the trade booths, when you go to these conventions, rather than have normal things where people are providing here's how to vote and here's how to get involved in the community. No. At the CPAC convention, they had performative art of January 6th insurrectionists locked up. And then the right-wing politicians here, I'll show you right now, like Marjorie Taylor Greene would go there to the individual. And by the way, these are actually people. Like the person who's in this fake prison cell at the convention was actually convicted of January 6th insurrection crimes and pled guilty and told the judge that, that I am remorseful and all of these things. And now they go to the CPAC convention and they do this cosplay being a political prisoner. And then Marjorie Taylor comes in and she gives him a kiss, and it's beyond disturbing. But as I've always said, this is who MAGA Republicans are. The MAGA Republican cult led by Donald Trump believes that these violent individuals who nearly killed Capitol police officers, who did kill one Capitol police officer, who tried to kill Metropolitan police officers, who were violent, who led insurrection, who took their own feces and smeared them all over the Capitol building, that these are the people who Republicans, mainstream Republicans today, who are now MAGA Republicans, because that's the Republican Party, idolize and worship and call these people political prisoners. That's just what the objective data shows that these MAGA Republicans are calling them. It's not me exaggerating. You've seen the video of Trump. You've seen the video of Marjorie Taylor Greene. And by the way, these are recent videos. The Trump video just happened, literally now. Just happened. And the Marjorie Taylor Greene videos from a few months ago. And at the same time, Donald Trump, their cult leader, is hosting Nick Fuentes, a Nazi. He's hosting Kanye West, who says the most heinous anti-Semitic stuff. I mean, this is real despicable stuff, people. And that's why don't call them conservative. Don't call these MAGA Republican. Don't embrace that terminology. There's nothing conservative about it. These are terrorists. These are MAGA extremists. You can pick whichever word you think fits it, but they're definitely not conservative people. And our media is doing such a disservice by trying to normalize that behavior as just another political party. Not here on the MeidasTouch network. Do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button right now. We're on our way to 1 million subscribers thanks to your support. So please hit the subscribe button and also consider becoming a patron of the MeidasTouch network by going to patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. We are not funded by anyone at all. No outside investors, rather. So no billionaire or millionaire outside investors. It's purely based on crowdfunding. That's it. We're 100% independent, 100% accountable to you wherever you are in the world. If you want to help grow this independent media platform and get all this great exclusive content, head to patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Until next time, I'm Ben Meiselas.
MeidasTouch is unapologetically pro-democracy. And look, we know you are too. So please make sure you check out our best-selling shirt and our best-selling gear, the unapologetically pro-democracy gear. And hey, while you're at it, make sure you check out my favorite shirt and one of our most famous designs, It Wasn't Rigged, You're Just a Loser, at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com.